I'm here at Punk Royale's 10th anniversary, and I'm here with Cibo, one of the creators. And first of all, congratulations. You have a very special story. You created a brand in 2001 called Punk Royale. Can you tell me how it all started?
Well, basically it started with, there's 3 people in the company. That's Martin, Mette and I. And Mette, she used to go in school in London. And some of her friends came up with the name Punk Royale. And she started using it when she did her screen printing. So she came to Denmark, met Martin and me. And I don't know, we were drunk or something. And we were like, let's do a company. And we had no money. And the only thing we could get was cheap military gear. And then, well, we put 2 and 2 together, so we took the Punk Royale and printed on the military gear, and then it kind of just shot off for us. It wasn't really planned, it just kind of happened. And then we worked together for 4 or 5 years, and we split up. We became not so good friends and lost a lot of money and all of that. And then we stopped for a few years and did our separate things. And then 3 years ago, Martin, he called us for coffee and we were talking and like, we can't just let it die. So we started up again, and Martin is running it on a daily basis, and Mette and I are like free agents. So we just kind of pitch in with ideas, and then all of a sudden it's 2011 and it's been around for 10 years. So that's the long story, really short. Yeah.
How do you think it became such a phenomenon as it did? Because it became worldwide and it became really huge very fast.
I think our whole approach was that when we started it, we were just, you know, well, we weren't really kids, but we were not that old, and we didn't mean to do a fashion company. We just wanted to do a company that produced something, and we became really aware really early that we didn't want to be a part of the fashion scene. So actually I think we became so big because we turned down a lot of people, especially in the fashion industry, with fashion journalists. We didn't do interviews, and we were kind of a secret without really being it, because also the clothes is so significant. So when you walk down the street, people notice, and people like to grab a hold of new tendencies when they see it on the street, and not so much as through the magazines. I think most of us work in that way, that we get inspired by other people we see, and we don't really want to get inspired by the magazines. And then we were fortunate enough that a lot of musicians and well, mainly musicians and bands picked up the clothes because it's quite rock and roll. So we had a lot of free advertising. So I think that's kind of what happened. Yeah, and then also because we were not top professional, we were kind of going along with the notion that we're amateurs. We don't really know what we're doing, and I think a lot of people found that interesting in some way, because fashion industry is really it's really tight, and there is a lot of unwritten rules that you follow, and we were kind of, well, screw it, you know. I mean, we're not in it for some fashion magazine to think we're cool or anything. So I think that's a lot of the explanation.
So now you have the experiment and you can keep it. How are you going to keep it now? Are you scared of going to that direction, or did you learn?
I think we became a lot more honest because when we sat down 3 years ago and okay, let's start up again, we were like, okay, what are we gonna do? And we always had like, oh, we can do anything. If you can do everything, you can do nothing. So we were like, so we tried to do some fancy stuff and it didn't work. And then we looked at each other and like, okay, it's rock and roll. That's what it is. We keep it tight. We keep printed T-shirts, the simple military gear. That's what we're gonna do. And also this time around, we're like, we're not going to world domination was kind of a slogan once, and we were like, just nice and easy. Like, we used to work 100 hours a week, and everybody, well, the 2 others got kids now, and so we're like, hey, let's just keep it under the radar, and let's just keep it in a nice pace, and have fun with it and not stress with it.
Yeah.
So I think what we learned is like to be a lot more humble and a lot more precise in what we do, and not be so much as kids, where we just invent as we go along. We're like, no, we actually have a plan and we're gonna stick to it. So I think that's what changed.
Yeah. Okay, congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you.